You don't that way, you just run straight over the top of it.
Zinni's trying to put a bit of heart back into the place, which it needs, big time.
You 15 guys here with the 7 guys on the bench, you've got an opportunity to get steps apart for Harlequins.
It's all for you again. It's in your favorite view again. You pull our strings and make the puppet fly. You fake and make it die. And it's all for you.
See, Harlequins can help you.
Yeah, you can purchase tickets at the gate, that's fine.
It's the first home game of the season for the Harlequins Rugby Football Club and the pressure is on. Today, against London Scottish, the Quinns have to do something they haven't done before this season: win. It's time for the Glamour Club to deliver. Under the guidance this year of All Black legend, now Harlequins captain and coach, Quinns and Brooke.
Okay. No, I was just asking. No. Enjoy the game, eh? Yeah. Okay. Get told, Timmy, look after that defence. I've asked Billy and yourself to just make sure you look after the defence. Yeah, just on the fringes. Yeah. Don't worry about Leachy and Sheesby. We've got enough guys who can get out there. But I'm asking you and Billy to make sure you look after the defence inside. Okay. Don't fall for dummies. Just get inside and knock guys over.
After narrowly escaping relegation last season, the Harlequins have a new management team in place, new players, and hopefully a new way of doing things.
Fine team photograph as well. There we have the home side, NEC Harlequins, being led out by number 8, Quinns and Brooke.
The journey starts in Cardiff a few months earlier, where Quinns takes to the field in the Harlequin colours, all of them, for the very first time. But the pre-season trip to Cardiff was more than just a rugby game. The idea of the week-long camp was to try and bring together the group of players who were to be the core ingredient in the Harlequins rebuilding program. It's also a chance for those players to find out what things will be like under Quinns and Brooke. The corporate speak for this sort of carry-on is team building, because in recent times there are about as many factions in the club as there are colours on the jersey. So the first step is to get the players working together in the same direction.
The week was about making sure that the new guys, we've got about 10 new guys, including the management, probably 12 guys. So it's important that the old guys not the old guys, the guys who've been at Harlequins, that they make sure that they welcome the new guys, and you know, it's really important that they introduce the culture of the Harlequins, and realising that it's what I've noticed in the short time that I've been here, it's one of the most difficult situations you could ever be in probably in world rugby, simply because of the fact that you've got so many guys from different countries and they all want to filter their little bit of information and their input into it, and you've got to try and harness that information and not let everyone have a say and say, look, this is what I do in Wales, this is what I do in Scotland, this is what I do in New Zealand. You've got to have a basic rule, and you've got to get senior players to help you out with that and then make a decision on it, and hopefully it's the right one.
The week-long camp finishes with the team's first game together against top Welsh club Cardiff. It's not a great start.
Let's just go back to the basics again. Go back to the basics, but don't try and put that magic pass away. Whereas, you know, you just get frustrated, and then we end up by turning around, going backwards, and then we have to defend.
It looks like we're trying to score from the first phase. Yeah. We've got 6 rucks to get up the length of the field, not one.
Okay, come on, let's quicken it up.
Let's go, boys.
Quicken it up. Get people off the floor. Yeah. Let's get our ball. Let's get them off the floor.
And again,
look at this backs, look. How can you tackle that?
Joining Quinns in the management team is his closest rugby mate of all, former All Black Bernie McCahill, who has responsibilities for the back line.
About 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
And while Quinns has overall control of coaching, helping out with the forwards is former Wallaby prop Adrian Skeggs.
Yes. And what happens is he's going like that, and the scrum's going sideways.
So we have to get the concentrate on it.
Yes, and I love Kiwis too.
Completing the management team is the director of rugby, John Gallagher, Another former All Black, Kipper, helps translate the English way of doing things for his Southern Hemisphere colleagues. Back on the field, concentrating on the simple things seems to be paying dividends. And a familiar John Schuster flat pass helps the Quinns stretch to a good lead. For Quinns and Brooke and the team, it's a promising start first time up, even if it is only a pre-season game with no league points at stake.
You get them everywhere in the world, look at that.
It's been a different experience really, seeing Cindy in that role, and as well as Bernie and particularly Kipper. It's quite funny watching him trying to pull on the serious face now and then for his role. But no, I think they're huge responsibility, obviously, on Cindy, and you know, everybody's feeling confident. You know, the Kiwi trio here are feeling confident that he'll pull off a nice, nice results for us this year. But hope so. Anyway, we've got huge bonuses.
Gotta have a piece of it. Oh, happy days. Pardon? Yeah, it was good. Just those little things, eh?
Yeah.
Getting used to.
There's a good hard work out there, like physical and good run around.
So the first 20, we hung in there,
Yeah.
because it could have been all over in the first 20.
Yeah, they had a lot of ball first. Yeah.
Well, we didn't see the ball for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And when we did, we gave it straight back.
One of the hardest weeks training I've ever had. Running up and down the hills like sheep. Should really have been training for goats, not rugby players. And a highly tuned athlete like myself find it very difficult to go from that into a fast, hard game against one of the best Welsh sides. But in the end, we came out on top.
You give me a life story here, right?
Jason raced 50 metres for the last try, didn't you? Jason Leonard? Oh no, sorry.
Jason wasn't playing.
He was locking out the scrum at that point. So anyway, thanks to Bernie. New start for the club, and we're looking forward to big things. Thanks very much.
Oh, happy days.
Big,
Like Johnny Schuster said, 1 down, 40 to go.
This is the Harlequins Nervous Centre, the office of the new coaching staff, where the planning for the season ahead is taking place, with the distraction of an All Black Wallaby test match on in the background.
Ooh. Clear it out. And wide. Look at the holes there, come on, wide, go, Tane! Go! Clean it out, good. Robinson, that's good work from Robinson there. Come on, take it up, just straight into it. Oh, that's a good defence. Go, tap and go, tap and go, tap and go.
No, mate.
No, tap and go, mate, I tell you.
These are points. Hey?
Right in front of the horns?
Yeah.
Take the points.
They'll come back. It's only a pimple on Cinderella's nose at the moment.
Yes. What do you call it?
It's only a pimple on Cinderella's nose in comparison to where they've gone in the past. Huh?
It's a nice description from Australia, eh? A pimple on Cinderella's nose.
The pre-season's also a chance for the club's supporters to get to know their new coach and players. And if there's one lesson they learn quickly, it's if you take Zinzan on, expect twice as much back in return. Still, Zinny didn't manage to scare all the kids, and this year the Harlequins are going into their new season packed full of stars.
I want you to stick that in the cameraman's face. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
And full of expectation.
He looks very, very old, doesn't he?
Because as the supporters see it, it's time for the team of stars to become a star team.
He's really, really old.
Made by me for £1.29 plus VAT.
Outstanding.
You like it?
He's going to make a complete change, Zane. We're going to have a good club this year.
We're actually, it's actually a Wednesday, what time is it? No, it's
Tuesday, 9 o'clock.
It's Tuesday night, and we just went out shopping at Tesco's. We've actually... Bargain bin. We've actually got Alison in, who's just arrived to help us cook.
Can you smell it right
So
now?
we thought we'd celebrate the evening by a couple of bottles of wine and a nice...
Chicken curry.
Chicken curry. And we're sitting here, what are we talking about?
Who you're going to pick, how you're going to play it, the best way to play it.
You get home at, geez, 9 o'clock at night, you're still thinking about it. Geez, what is it now? 10 past 10 and we're still writing down game plans.
Yeah, okay. Collective.
Yes.
Physicalisation.
Can you spell that?
Physicalisation.
PH. PHY.
PHY. Physicalisation.
That's a magnificent work.
It's like, what's
but that's what I don't think they understand, the collective unit to destroy a team.
Yeah.
And that's the same as the backs, isn't it? Collectively, they don't know how to complement the forwards.
Some might be tempted to say now it's time to grab the tiger by the tail, because it's competition time and the first game of the year that counts is at Leicester.
I think training, the biggest disappointment obviously is Sheesby dropping out of the side. He's a very good organiser and very good player. But out of everything, I think the whole week is the build-up's been probably less volume, and the guys, trying to get a bit more focus on what's actually coming to them. But it's different here, It's not like New Zealand where it's 3 months; it's 10 months here, So you can only scratch where it itches, and at the moment, this is where we are.
So you and Hugh, you really got to take control, eh? And that might mean sometimes forgetting about what the other guys want to do and just get us down there. Like you got to be the brains out there. You got to be the sensible one. You, Zinny, and Hugh have got to control the game, control the position in the field. Get it done, Zinny.
This is always going to be one of the toughest assignments of the season. Leicester are one of the favoured teams, and they're about to become even more popular.
That's a double movement. That's a double movement.
Anyone expecting a rugby miracle just because Quinns and Brooke is in the team is quickly brought back to reality.
Penalty, that makes touch. Can't do it. He'll run. Knock him over, Offie! Tim Stinson just drilled one right down into the corner. About 17 minutes to go in the first half. Can't afford these early.
John Schuster's goal kicking keeps them in touch for a while. But as the game goes on, so do the mistakes and the frustration. Today, Leicester give a timely reminder, and there's plenty of work to be done.
Got a drive on, we could stop it ending up right in Brian scoring try. Scored 42-15 when the kick to come, which is going to be pushed to the right. 42-15, 4 minutes left on the clock. Charles Stransky slips through for a simple try, maybe 1 in 3 dummy cut or something like that. Scores a try and converts, 49-15 final score. Total humiliation, total embarrassment. Pretty frustrating, pretty disappointed actually, yeah. 49-15, and we're never in the game. That's the disappointing part about it. We didn't fire, we didn't look to try anything. At half time I went in there and basically said to the guys, 40 minutes has gone and we've done nothing yet, and it didn't make any difference. I kind of felt a bit, I sort of knew we weren't quite ready before the game, but there's no energy or no passion with the players, no aggression, and they just went out in the field. But the worst thing from our point of view is the turnovers, the simple little mistakes like catching and passing the ball, kicking off, kicking for touch. Someone counted up 39 turnovers, and at this level of football, you're giving the ball away every second time or every second minute. Every time you get the ball, we never got ourselves into situations to score points. And like, I'd be disappointed if a school team played like that, to tell you the truth. It just...
We went in with unrealistic aspirations to ourselves. I mean, we were looking, saying, "Oh, we got this great, this great legend playing at the back of the scrum. We have this whole thing." So a lot of guys are sort of looking, expecting things to happen, and you can't expect anything to happen. It doesn't matter who's behind your scrum, or you have to. Everyone has to do their job. You go up to a place like Welford Road. There's very, very few teams, in the North or Southern Hemisphere that could go up there and just automatically switch on. It's a very intimidating place, and you've got to be ready to go up there to play. And on the day, we weren't.
Irish prop Gary Halpin is a new signing for Harlequins. part of a plan to stiffen up the tight five of a club not known for its resolve in the past.
When I signed for the club, my impression of the Quinns in times gone by is that they were a bunch of dorks, but I'm very good at changing my coach, But I have been very, very impressed with the individuals.
He's not realised that he's the dork.
I've been very impressed with the guys down there. There's a great attitude. There's no sort of big-headedness in the club that I perceived. I'm amazed with how unassuming everybody is, including Zinni, and I thought I'd have a problem with him since I gave the Kiwis the old two-finger shuffle at the World Cup, because that was a bit embarrassing for me when I met Zinni first. But no, I found it, there's a very positive attitude all the time, and there's no, it's
a lot of things you regret in your life, isn't there?
There's a lot of things I regret in my life. There is actually, meeting your mother in 1966 for the first one, anyway, I'll tell you that,
Another Irish player at the Quinns is British Lions hooker Keith Wood, who finds himself on the bench early in the season.
1850s to do the 1850s together.
Together with who?
Yeah. Skiggsy, get him into it. Don't worry about these guys, those guys can do it after.
To be honest, like I said to him at the time, I thought he'd made a mistake. I didn't agree with his decision. But you wouldn't want me to agree with the decision anyway, and I don't have a problem. I don't take it personally, because that's his job is to try and put out a team on the weekend that'll win. So that's basically what I want to do, is win. Now, I didn't fit into the plans last week. This week, I don't know. I have to try to change that around and do it as well as I possibly can. But it's nothing personal.
Nothing personal, but you do get a sense that a bit of frustration is starting to set in.
That pisses me off. Trying that fancy shit. Hell, they want to be do it in the game.
With the must-win game at home to London Scottish coming up, it's time for things to start coming right.
No, I think there's a certain line you've got to come down, but I don't want to say this is my way, this is the right way. I'm not saying that my way is the right way at this stage, but I want the players to feel an ownership, and there has to be certain responsibilities. I just want the guys to do the job. If you're a blindside flanker or you're a prop, just do what is required from you on the track, and nothing else. And until we get the simple things, then we can look to expand and build on it. Okay, Benny and Skiggsy? Enjoy training. It's great to be alive.
The atmosphere in the team remains pretty positive. The spirit is strong. All it appears to need is a little confidence. The best way to do that is by winning. Unfortunately, the next couple of games, Quinns will be without English and British Lions prop Jason Leonard, who's out serving a suspension after being sent off in the second game of the season against Northampton.
Saying at some point in a lighter vein, I could have been a mass murderer and I would have got a warmer reception coming off the pitch. But no, I mean, the first thing that goes through your mind is, I can't believe, well, first of all, I can't believe that I've been sent off. Two, that you don't want to let the boys down that are actually playing out there, and you're going to put a lot more pressure on them. Obviously, with 14 men, you're a man down somewhere, no matter how well you defend. The most disappointing thing that we could have won that game, I believe, if I was still playing. It could have been our first win of the season, and that's the thing that disappoints me more, because then we would have this added confidence of going into games where we've got a win under our belt already, instead of this nervous actions we've got at the moment where we're still scrambling for a win.
The general feeling for the Harlequins is good at the moment, but it's it just needs a little bit of just needs a win. Just needs a win.
This place is more a mess after you've done it, isn't it?
It's the third game of the season, and the Quinns are still away. This time to Manchester to play Sale, coached by another former All Black, John Mitchell.
Organised.
No wins yet, but the management team is still confident of its style.
I've taken on the approach that, like, I don't want to get into bloody rip shitting and screaming and effing this and effing that and all that sort of carry on. I did a little bit of it in some of the games, but like, if that's what works for the guys, geez, I'll do that. But like,
we asked that question already.
Yeah, like I asked that last Tuesday. I said, look, do you guys want to be sworn at? Do you want to be like, you want to get all that sort of thing? And there was only one guy that stuck his hand up and said yes. They said that, yeah, Woody.
Check bets on that.
You know, it was like, well, you know, they said that, and it was like, so that's what I mean. What the other point to that, Pascal, is that like, what I don't want to do is like, I felt like last year is that the guys in the changing rooms got up so bloody high, then when they got sat on their bum in the like 10 to 15 minutes, they just went like this.
After the first 2 home games of the season, the Harlequins haven't scored a try yet, and playing away to Mitchell's Sale team is never an easy assignment. It's a first half which the Quinns won't be too keen to remember. Mistakes put the home side in a commanding position at the break. A time for some stern words in a New Zealand accent.
Tackles, we've got to set the ball up better when we go into the rucks and mauls. Like our body presentation is shit. If your forwards are going to be runners, they have to be runners and stop trying to give it to backs.
Oh, don't let us get down now. Just be confident about it. It's just that confidence thing. Have faith in each other. I'm getting frustrated, but it's just doing the simple stuff. Don't throw passes, if we call it, let's just go through it. Get in the game, get in the game. Get it up, just get it up, guys.
The words seem to have the right effect just minutes after the start of the second half. Suddenly the Quinns find the gap between them and Sale only 5 points, with an attacking scrum just a few metres from the Sale line. However, the Sale fullback, obviously an expert in scrummaging, gestures that the Harlequins are bringing the scrum down.
That's 90 degrees, come on, let's go again.
And a few well-chosen words from the linesman, and the referee penalises the Harlequins for collapsing their hope of victory. The chance of winning their first game of the season is gone. The Sale number 15 is happy, however it's not a sentiment exactly shared by the Quinns management.
Can you ask about that scrum? Why were we penalised down there, Ref? Huh? Do you reckon we were bearing the scrum? Ref, you've got to give us a reason. Huh? Why would we do that when we're on attack?
You could almost sense the state of shock after this defeat. As the minutes pass, there is at least the sense that things are getting better.
You get disappointed when teams lie down. I felt against Leicester, we didn't even get into a jog. The guys just lay down and we just let the Leicester guys just run at us. With the performance against Northampton, it was a bit of an arse knocker to when Jason Leonard got sent off. But with the overall performance today, it was a lot better. It's what we're capable of. You know, when we're scoring tries like 60, 70 metres out, you know the guys have the potential. But for that, it's just that element of confidence.
I think the guys will be in reasonable spirits, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But in saying that, I think we have to be careful that we point out that the first 40 minutes is where the game was won and lost, and not on that one scrum move.
Yeah.
That cost us dearly, but it was the first 40 minutes.
Other stuff in the game.
That kicked our ass. Yeah.
What, did it look like a better performance than?
Second 40 was actually pretty good too. We started to put some things together.
Yeah.
And we started to put real pressure on. You know, we started to get more constructive in our game and our play.
Yeah.
We're starting to understand. The first half we just like missing some tackles and those counter attacks, not shutting down. That's just poor play. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
But I thought our whole preparation, our whole build-up and everything was better. There was more intensity.
Yeah.
The guys just made mistakes.
Yeah.
The week starts with a video session where the coach is keen for people to be honest about their mistakes, including himself.
Guys, we've got a tape here, obviously of last week's game. It's been cut down to 32 minutes. what we want to try and do is we're just going to watch it in a group, and I just want us to, same as last week, it's not about pointing the finger at individuals. It's about just taking a little bit of ownership of your responsibilities on the field. And I'd be the first to admit that I was one of the guys that cocked up in the first 2 minutes of the game, which ultimately led to that first try. They called a short line out, it was tapped off. Well, they didn't even actually get it. The ball went right over the back and I went down, grabbed it and threw it back. So, you know, it's things like that. We're not going to, I want you guys, like, I felt like last week, I had a chat to a couple of guys, I think it was Bully and Walshy, and it was probably outside of the meeting, but I felt like not enough of us sort of stuck our hands up and sort of took responsibility of some of the actions that happened in the game. And Ridju is one of the guys that it was quite late into the meeting, but said that he made mistakes. Guys, it's okay to make mistakes, and well, it's not okay, but like just to point them out and then make sure that we identify them and so we don't do them again.
It's always difficult to hide from video evidence.
Shoveling shit to someone else.
Though the tape did have its share of good news.
It's a good try, guys. It's tough, Ridgie. Comments?
Still got to be more aware.
There are plenty of theories in this room, but you can only talk so much. It's also a good idea to put things into practice.
Performance? Eh? Basic mistakes, eh? You can't sit here and talk about it. You can't sit here and solve all the problems here. You can have a quick chat about it, but you've got to get out there and get into it, out into the pads and the bags. We're not really intimidating anyone, are we? Hey? 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we scored a couple of tries, you know, everyone had a little bit of a spring in the step.
The end of the warm-up.
You've got to come here with the right mental attitude. You just make sure that you're focused for training. Turn up 10, 15, 20, half an hour. Turn up an hour earlier to training. You've got to make sure that we're focused for tomorrow's training. It's not ideally where we want to be, but it was a better performance overall. We've still got to make sure we get that. You saw bits of it, that air of confidence, and those are the bits we've got to try and get hold of. Find that why we went for like 10 or 15 minutes where we went for a high, and we've got to have that little recipe there for 80. That is the enthusiasm we need for 80 minutes, and we had it there for like 15 or 10 minutes.
Shoot!
Okay, see you tomorrow.
The best news this week in the build-up to the London Scottish game is key playmaker, French fly-half Thierry Lacroix, is fit and ready to play. Lacroix is just coming back from knee surgery, and he'll be a welcome addition to the playing staff. As will Chris Sheesby, who is also due back from injury. Sheesby is a player who has spent a fair bit of time at Quinns and knows better than most the old Harlequins culture.
You know, the list is long and distinguished. You know, it starts off with the fact, you know, that in some ways Harlequins is very cosmopolitan, you know, and you know overseas players have have drifted in and out, and you know, and it's got that air of that international, you know, not just national but international flavour, and it's very colourful, and you know, in the shirt, and you know, it's world famous, you know, the Harlequin, you know, the Harlequin shirt, and you know, it's a club where some people, you know, have sort of got, you know, that it's soft Southerners, you know, soft London toss, you know, too rich, you know, and so on and so forth, and all of those sort of ideas, and that, you know, if you come here, you're slightly pampered, you know, wrapped up in cotton wool, and you know, you're not really sort of realistic into some of, you know, the hardships and of the game, and that's become more apparent, especially as the game's turned professional, and you know, therefore, there's not that time for, you know, barstry or, you know, pampering or sort of, you know, saying, oh, he's a good fella, you know, and so we'll keep him, and so on and so forth. You know, it's much more realistic, it's much more cutthroat, and you know, I think few people have, you know, have been standing on their arses and suddenly realised that it's not quite. It's not quite the Harlequins of old. It needs to change and keep, the Harlequin name. It needs to be kept in, fine in stars, and it needs to be kept famous in their shirt and so on and so forth. But to be able to earn that position in the world or within the country, it also takes an awful lot of work and a hard slog. And I think some people are only just finding out about that.
Although it's not all good news on the injury front.
Zinni strained his knee the weekend. We're reviewing it this afternoon. See what the situation is with the
Harlequins will be going into this crucial week without the playing services of their captain, who will concentrate on his duties as coach.
It's not settling very well.
Our second 15 are playing under Scottish. Obviously we need to get a few things in place for that. First of all, we need a fit team.
Yep.
We don't need to discuss that at the moment, but if I can get some indication of players that we need to fill those positions.
Chris Sheesby arrives at training not expecting to play the midweek fixture, but there's a surprise in store.
8, Chris Sheesby, 9, Walsh, 10, Lacroix.
The other surprise is the fullback name for the second 15 match.
11, Aaron Hamilton, 14, Danny Bull, and 15, John Gallagher.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm happy. I was supposed to, with the ankle and the hip, I was supposed to make contact on Thursday. But I'm happy to do 40 minutes if you wanted to do 40 minutes.
Yeah, so I've got even if you get through like 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, because that's always going to have a bearing on Saturday.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Terry Lacroix, despite what's being said in the local papers, he seems happy to be back playing for the Harlequins.
With Zinni now, he's more relaxed. What I say, we respect him. When he shouts, we listen. But it's good to have a relaxed attitude, just to be ready in the mind. But after, if you make a mistake, you have to make a mistake to improve your rugby. And it's what Zinni, the speech of Zinni is about that. And take risks, take responsibilities, and enjoy the game. And after, if you make mistake, we will see later. But enjoy your rugby.
Hey, concentrate.
The star French kicker is also finding he has a bit of competition on the training paddock.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Underneath?
Yeah, but you enjoy.
It's...
Underneath? No, over.
I can't go over there.
No?
No.
What you want? Touch the post. Just touch the post?
Yeah, touch the post.
Which one? This one?
No, the first one.
The first one on
the
right?
First one on the right.
Okay.
Come on, you thing!
And Zinni like that. He like the challenge, and you ask him tomorrow to do, 100 meter swimming, and try to beat him, and he will be ready. And it's why one of the good things from New Zealand people too, they compete everywhere, and it's why Prava is so successful.
Come on, Terry, quick! No. Zinni wins this competition. Thank you.
When Quinns and Brooke talk, what can you say? That means if you don't agree, you can say to him, I don't agree with what you say, and he like that. There is not one way to talk. He wants two way, no, I think it's too good to have this guy, really.
Training for the midweek second 15 is going well. Even the fullback is slotting into the back line with ease. There are no thoughts of taking this game easy.
Okay, in the game the other day, look at the size of you. It hurt some bastard. Just get the ball and carry it. That's all you want to do.
Sure.
Get the runner on the open side and get some depth on it. Be effective. You get the ball, you take the run off. You're better to come at full tit, but with depth on the ball. You're putting a lot of pressure on our halfback. We called it was Quinns and... Okay? I just want to do that again. Get your runner later. And we don't just call it. Someone take ownership of being the runner.
The good news is that Chris Sheesby appears to come through training well.
How much are you expecting from tomorrow night?
I would like to see 40 minutes.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
40 minutes would be good.
Okay.
Okay? I was looking at 25, 30, but if you can get through 40 minutes, I'll be happy with that.
Fine. Okay.
Okay?
Fine. All right. Good.
Okay. Number of reasons. It's an opportunity for guys to have a crack at this week against London Scottish. And obviously London Scottish are the team that we don't have an option. We have to beat them on Saturday. So if guys perform well tonight, they'll be picked for Saturday.
And the guys do perform well. It may be a cold night in Richmond in front of not too many, But for the first time this season, the Harlequin side is running away to victory. One or two players are putting their hands up for selection, which is good news. Things appear to be going to plan. Tim Collier runs over the top of some players. Terry Lacroix slots in well at fly half. Although there is some concern from the management that John Gallagher manages to score a try.
Kipper! God, you made it to the office tomorrow.
How are you, man?
Yeah, I think that should be enough.
Hey?
That should be enough. It's time to stiffen.
Okay. Yep, okay then. Okay.
After 40 minutes, both Lacroix and Cheesby appear ready to front up for Saturday's must-win game against London Scottish.
Oh, look out! Look out!
While the second 15 continue to enjoy the evening, and for once this season there's something on the pitch to smile about.
That'll do, Riff.
But while they're happy with the night's work, there is no sense in getting too carried away.
What do you think about your first win of the season?
Pretty happy.
He's pretty happy. Jeez, I mean, that's emotion at its best, you know. I mean, nothing like
the game, so.
Yeah, right.
Man, you took a bit here. Hey, touch me.
Mine is too rusty.
You've seen only my father. I'm going to speak to my father. He'll love it.
The unofficial hangout for the Quinns is a Twickenham lunch bar known as the Scrummery.
This here is a babyface axe-murderer. And this is just a top bloke.
The Scrummery hosts plenty of rugby stars, but they found Quinns and Brooke wasn't quite what they expected.
I expected him to be someone that you couldn't get close to, that would keep himself a distance, and a lot of people, when they have a big name for themselves, we had Sean Edwards, we have Martin O'Fire. Problem is you can't get close to them, and all you're trying to say is, I'm just a lady, wanted to give you a sandwich, you know, and they automatically get a bit defensive. So I expected this from Xing Zhang as well, but not at all. Just came in and said, very nice place, love it here, can you please do me this? No problems. No, not at all.
Yeah, he's a brilliant player. He's amazing. He's class.
Quinns and Brooke, so good.
And he's better than his brother.
But at this stage of proceedings, the Zinzan fan club was a little quiet. No wins on the board so far, and one or two supporters were starting to feel just a little uneasy. Still, the club is keeping the faith.
We've had 3 very tough away matches. We've got a brand new coaching staff. We brought in quite a substantial number of new players this season. And we've been troubled by more than your usual roll call of injuries. As long as we keep on seeing the improvements game by game, we're all going to be very happy, as long as that improvement keeps being maintained, and we're seeing that at the moment.
It's been a frustrating time for one of the best rugby players in the world, who is now learning to become a coach and also learning to deal with a different rugby mentality.
I think the one thing I've noticed about English rugby, especially having 2 years at Blackheath, is that you've got some great thinkers and great talkers on the game, but that really counts for nothing unless you can actually do it on the field. And yeah, I think a few people have been finding a few things out about themselves. We haven't had to use any sort of bullying tactics. It's just been a question of that, you know, we've asked for an honesty call, and we expect people to put their hands up on the video session when they've made a mistake, or even after the game if they can still remember it. That hasn't happened straight away, but it's happening more and more now. And as soon as we get that the atmosphere and that sort of environment, then we will start doing things on the field.
I think over here rugby's not as high demand as what it is in New Zealand, where in New Zealand it definitely seems more, I would say life and death, where over here we've got soccer, we've got other stuff, people want to do other stuff at the weekend. It doesn't seem that important. I think it's going to start getting that way, but it's getting these players out of that way of thinking. Not so it's, oh well, it's only a game. It's not a game no more, it's your living there, and it's very important to a lot of people that come and watch the game.
One person at the Quinns whose attitude could never be questioned is a bloke called Ratty. For 13 years he's been putting the gear out, and today there's no way he can think about losing to London Scottish, a club which shares the Quinns' home ground, the Stoop.
This is our ground, mate, not their ground. We got to kick their arse here today.
They don't. We own it, not them. So I hope the boys have that attitude, mate. I mean, they've been saying they're fed up, you know, coming into the ground and all they see is London Scottish signs up here and there, so hopefully they'll take it out on them today. With a bit of luck.
We're not in a position where we can kill teams individually. We can't even do that collectively.
Does need a lot of heart back in there. Boys playing for a bit of pride, mate. Should play for the shirt. I tell you, that's what they should do.
Get into that, who's the guy you know can... Okay? He's a old prick. He played in down the Lions down in 93, mate. He is a cart horse. Okay? Make the guy feel his age. He's about 35 years old. Okay? Just screw him. Just keep going, just screw him. If you haven't got enough weight, tell Gareth Llewellyn, tell Billy Davidson, get on you. Okay? Just attack him. He's just an old warhorse. Keep on him.
Mind you, it's nice now we've got a few more working class boys here. Yeah. We'll put a bit of guts into it.
If these guys win tonight, I'll put 200 pounds on the bar. 250.
Kipper, just slow it down.
Eh?
I'll put in 10. Otherwise, for the team.
It's 260. Skiggsy, what about you? You put in a couple of pounds, will you?
I don't mind, yeah. I'll take a couple off here.
Don't run it too much, mate. That's their problem. Right. Nearly there.
I don't want to get too worked up. But I'm just saying, you 15 guys here with the 7 guys on the bench, you've got an opportunity to stamp your mark for Harlequins. We've been branded, we've been tagged the team that's going to come last again. I'm sick of reading in the papers about where Harlequins are going to end up. And this has only been going for 3 games, 3 competitive games, and they're already telling us we're going to finish last. That's crap. You guys don't want to be associated with that, and you don't want to be ending up last. Get enthusiastic about it. Enthusiasm. It's confidence. That's all it is. Just that little bit of confidence. Just get that feeling, get that buzz, get that zing. And that's what we need today. We need a little bit of passion, a little bit of hunger. Most of all, and enjoy the game. Enjoy the game, because that's why we do it. Have a crack. Have a crack, eh? Time's right.
Today, thanks to his injured knee, Zinzan will be sitting on the sidelines willing his team to their first victory. Although in the first few minutes it's pretty obvious that the London Scottish are just as desperate to win this afternoon, all the other clubs enjoy beating the Harlequins.
There's only 3 of them in there. Go through the middle. Pick and go, Jimmy. Pick and go. Pick and go.
Things are starting to look good for the Harlequins until Terry Lacroix goes down with stomach cramps. Although don't expect too much sympathy from the coach.
Yeah, tell him to guts it out. Tell him to guts it out. He's fine.
Eventually, the Quinns' pressure provides the platform to score.
Go on, you. Go on, Dan.
However, the frustrations start to mount as good lead-up work is spoiled.
Don't look for the pass!
Holy 50 passes.
And then Terry Lacroix is adjudged not fit to continue.
Benny! Tell him not to do the 50-50s. Jeez, leave him alone. Just get on the ball. On the ball. Get on the ball. Get on the ball.
Why? Why are you doing alone with it?
It's happened. It's happened. Can't do anything about it.
You can't ask why, though.
Harlequins are ahead at half-time, but not by as much as they should be. And the coach wants more.
Guys, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. You've got to push harder. It's not acceptable. Don't leave it for 4 or 5 guys to do all the shit work up front. Get in behind the ball and just drive it through the middle. Just drive it through, okay? It's just the little tiny things. Just brush up on the things. Guys, get back. Don't throw 50-50 passes. Kate, Darren O'Leary, none of this stuff. There's no need to do it. Make the break, bring the ball back, give it to someone else. Okay? Don't throw 50-50 passes. If in doubt, just go to the ground. If you type Soliday, hold on to the ball and just keep driving. You get off, if you get pulled out to the side, get back on your feet and get back into it. Suck it in and just drive it straight through the middle. Now it's a question for you, are you just a good training team? Get into the game and get tight. Same thing, mate, just keep it going. Get the looses on with you, get Billy with you, get Leachy with you, okay? You're doing your making, you're making good yards. Making good yards, good try, simple. Simple stuff works well. Get into it, Leachy. Talk the D up. This is our pitch, guys. Our pitch. Keep going, Darren. Work it up.
With Sheesby leading the way, the Quinns keep their advantage in the second half. The only points they can get come from the deadly boot of John Schuster. Still those frustrating mistakes.
Now just drive, guys, and rip it out. Don't throw the ball! Come on, guys, get back in there, get in there, push, 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 This is scaring the fuck out of me. I've just aged 10 years with this thing. The last 4 weeks. D up, guys, D up, D up. Darren O'Leary. D up again, D up, D up, D up, D up, guys. Kick. D up. D up again, D up. Defense, look at the numbers here, get the numbers. Move in, guys. Move in, move in. Move in, move in. Oh.
The game finishes with yet another Quinns build-up. Yet another Quinns mistake. But this time, for the first time, they've done enough to win. And as Chris Sheesby leaves the field injured, the Quinns get the victor's applause for the first time. It wasn't pretty, but it was the win they had to have.
Hey, don't get my grey hair in here. Guys, the coaching staff are buying all your beers tonight.
Hey, not all.
We're going to put we're going to put some money on the bar for you.
You're going to have to.
Of course I'm happy. Geez, first win. Tried hard to give it away, didn't we? That's good. Hey.
Feels pretty good. One is a win, 2 points. It wasn't the prettiest game, but a win is a win. It's 2 points. We'll take the win. We're obviously in need of a win, and we need 2 points today, so it moves us obviously off the bottom of the table. But there's a lot of things we need to work on, just basic mistakes, guys not reading the game properly. But hopefully, with today's performance, it's a sign of maybe good things to happen. We've got a W beside our name now. We had L, as in wins and losses, so you know, we're reasonably happy. So
It's a struggle. You've got to understand to trying to fit in with the culture. It's taken me a while to sort of actually understand what actually makes the Harlequins tick, and that's the key for myself, Bernie, and Skeggsy and John Geller to try and find the key. And the key is the critical thing for this particular team. And some teams identify the key early on, and some people don't. We obviously haven't found it as yet, but we're working on it.
Weeks later, they put together victory over previously unbeaten Saracens, a game nobody gave Harlequins a chance of winning. At last, their season's on a roll, and after a tough beginning, there's something to smile about. Still, it's not a reason to get too carried away. With Quinns and Brooke in charge, there's always plenty of hard work ahead.
I hear the footsteps inside your head, walking, trying to find yourself. I found myself in you. Let me in, let me breathe.